Hello and welcome to the in-depth series section of Drishti IAS. I'm Aisha, and in today's episode we will be discussing about the SCO meeting, that is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Summit 2024, and why the Prime Minister of India Narendra Modi is skipping the summit and is not attending the summit, and in place of the PM Modi, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is attending the summit. So let us first understand the timeline. First we will be looking at the news, then what is Shanghai Cooperation Organization, what is its focus areas, what is the conflict among the member countries who are members of the SCO, what are the challenges faced by India and other countries. In the end there is a mains practice question, and the topic is of relevance from General Studies paper 2, that is international groupings. So let's begin. The news talks about why is PM Modi skipping SCO summit in Kazakhstan. So the SCO summit for the year 2024 is taking place in Kazakhstan, and the capital of Kazakhstan, that is Astana, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is not attending the meeting. So the SCO summit for the year 2024 is taking place from 3rd to 4th July, and the venue is Astana, which is the capital of Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan is a Central Asian country and is also a landlocked country. So PM Modi has decided to skip the 24th SCO summit, and in place of the Prime Minister Modi, External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar is attending the meeting. And the reason for skipping the meeting, which is given by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi, is that the date of the SCO summit is clashing with the first session of the parliament, as the new government has just been formed, that is the 18th Lok Sabha. So the first session of the parliament is going on, and the first session of the parliament date is clashing with the date of the SCO summit. Now if we talk about the venue of SCO, that is the Kazakhstan, capital of Kazakhstan, that is Astana. So Kazakhstan is a Central Asian country and it is a landlocked country. Northern side it has Russia, then it has Kyrgyzstan, it has Uzbekistan, and if you will see, it is not sharing border with any of the water body. Then it has Caspian Sea, with which it is sharing border, but Caspian Sea is not considered a sea because Caspian Sea in itself is landlocked. Now about the SCO. Now what is SCO? That is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. So SCO, the full form of SCO is Shanghai Cooperation Organization. And if we talk about the membership of the SCO, so as of now there are 9 members of the SCO. The most recently added member is Iran, which was included last year. So the membership of the SCO is Central American countries like Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Uzbekistan. Then comes China, India, Pakistan, Russia, and there are observer states also in SCO, and the observer states are Afghanistan, Belarus and Mongolia. Iran was earlier the observer state, but now Iran is a member of SCO. So observer state as of now is Afghanistan, Belarus and Mongolia. So remember that there are 9 members in the SCO. So it was existed in the year 2001 with 6 members. So earlier there were 5, then Uzbekistan was added, it became 6, and the existence of the SCO came in the year 2001 with 6 members. And 6 members, you can say it was China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan. So these were the 6 members who were, you can say, the founding members of the SCO. And then the India and the Pakistan joined in SCO in the year 2007, and Iran was included recently in the year 2023. And the existence or expanding of the SCO is on the verge, and there are, in the future we will see that more countries will be becoming the full-time member of the SCO. Then the primary objective of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization is to enhance regional cooperation for efforts to curb terrorism, separatism and extremism in the Central Asian region. So it is with regard to that terrorism should not be promoted, terrorism should be contained, terrorism should be mitigated. With regard to terrorism, separatism and extremism, all three must not be promoted. And then the focus area of the SCO is promote cooperation in political affairs, economic and trade affairs, and safeguard regional peace, security and stability. So it is the duty of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization that the cooperation with regard to the political, economic affairs should be done in the Central Asian region, and also the regional peace should be maintained, instability should not be there. And then security should be good with regard to terrorism, that terrorism should be minimal, terrorism should not be promoted, terrorism should not exist. Security of the region is of utmost importance. And then stability with regard to the political stability and economic stability, and also the security stability. Then it is a Eurasian political, economic and security alliance. Eurasian means Europe plus Asia. Then the official languages of the SCO is Russian and Chinese. Chinese is Mandarin. Then you can say that the secretariat of SCO is in Beijing, and the heads of state council is the supreme decision making body of the SCO, which meets once a year, that is yearly meeting takes place. SCO is also the world's largest regional organization in geographic scope and population, and 40% of the world's population. So 40% of the world's population, and that is obvious because India and China both are part of it, and more than 20% of the global GDP. GDP also, because China is there, which is the biggest GDP among all the countries of the SCO, then India is also there. So this is about the SCO, that is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Now, what are the focus areas of the SCO with regard to the SCO Summit 2024, which is the 24th SCO Summit? So the focus areas are: first, enhancing regional security and stability, as if we will see that the Russia-Ukraine war is still going on, and then the Israel-Hamas war is also going on. So even though that is not directly but indirectly, these wars are also impacting the Central Asian countries. So the security and stability of the region is very important, because Russia is a member of SCO also, and Russia is involved in the Russia-Ukraine war also. Then boosting economic and trade cooperation between the SCO countries, and they can form bilateral trade agreement or the multilateral association or organizations also to boost trade among the members. Then promoting cultural and humanitarian collaboration, so that if any of the countries, any member of the SCO is going through any kind of problem or crisis, then the other countries or other members or other partners of the organization can step up and help the country which is in need. Then addressing environmental challenges. Environmental challenges is one of the most prime challenges as of now which is going on with regard to the climate change and the global warming, and one of the prime examples of the change which is taking place is the scorching heat which we observed in the year 2024, and the heat wave which went in the month of May or June, and this was deadly in nature, and the temperature even surpassed 48-49 degree Celsius. Then advancing digital transformation, because digital transformation is the need of the hour, and everything needs to shift to the digital transformation, and the transformation from physical to digital needs to take place, so that the connection or the communication between the two countries and between the member countries of the SCO can improve. As digitally, if we talk from India's regard, then the Digital India campaign of the government also talks about switching to the digital medium. Then strengthening regional connectivity, the connectivity with regard to the infrastructure, so that the member countries can be connected to each other and easy access or easy movement of people or goods from one place to another place can take place. Then expanding membership, as Iran has just recently been included in the SCO, so in future it has been predicted and it is expected that more number of countries will also be included in the SCO full member list. Then conflict among member countries. So one of the major challenges and one of the major problems of the SCO countries in today's time is that the members of the SCO grouping are at conflict with each other. So the members within the grouping are not at good terms with each other, and this is also one of the major and one of the biggest challenges which the SCO is going through as of now. So conflict among member countries, so few countries within the SCO which are at conflict with each other, and first and foremost being India and China, two of the most prominent countries of the SCO grouping. And India and China are not at all at good terms with each other with regard to the border issues, be it with regard to Arunachal Pradesh, be it with regard to Leh and Ladakh, or the recent Galwan Valley issue, or the Doklam issue, or the Diping issue. So there are many issues with the India and China with regard to the border, and India and China are, from India's part, it is that peace negotiations can, or the talks can go on, but the border issue, the capturing of the territory is something which is unacceptable. Then comes the India and Pakistan, two of the countries with which are not at all at good terms with regard to the terrorism issue. So terrorism is a basic point, and India's stand is that terrorism is not at all acceptable, while the problem from Pakistan is the state-sponsored terrorism. Pakistan needs to look to minimize terrorism and also the sponsorship of the terrorism that they do and the terrorists which are hiding in the country. Then Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan are also having border issues between them, and Afghanistan and Pakistan also have border issues also and terrorism issue also, because both the countries are, when we talk about from the terrorism perspective, then these two countries are two of the prime examples of state-sponsored terrorism. Next, what are the challenges of the SCO and India? So few of the challenges is, from India's respect, it is the rise of China. So China is increasing its relevance, China is increasing its presence in the Central Asian countries and also in the countries which are the members of the SCO. That is the closeness with Russia, which is presently, or from the Russia-Ukraine war, the closeness with Russia has increased many folds because of the sanctions which are put by the Western countries on Russia, and also the NATO alliance versus Russia. So China and Russia are coming together, and if we talk from India's regard, India and Russia have had a very strong historical connection and historical ties. So from India's part, the closeness which Russia and China as of now is going through can be a major problem or a concern. Then the 25-year deal which China has signed with Iran with regard to the supply of the oil. So Iran is one of the major producer and supplier of the oil also, and China buying oil from Iran. So this gives a boost to the economy of the Iran also, and this betters the relation between China and Iran also. And Iran is also not at all at good terms with the America or the Western countries with regard to the nuclear assignments that they do. Then SCO lacks a formal mechanism for resolving disputes between member states. So formal mechanism has not been developed, that if there is any kind of dispute, then how that dispute will be solved, or there is no grievance redressal mechanism among the parties which are having a conflict. Then SCO's geographical focus is limited to Eurasia and neighboring regions, which restricts its ability to engage with global issues and challenges. See, SCO, which is the Shanghai Cooperation Organization, even though now it is working and is looking towards expanding the membership of the grouping, but till now if we talk about, then the geographical limitation was there in SCO, because the members are basically the countries of Europe or Asia, and basically it is the Central Asian countries. So the global issue cannot be treated the way it should be at the SCO. Then internal conflicts and border disputes among members, one of the major issues, that the members within an organization or within a grouping are not at good terms with each other. As I just gave you example, be it India, China, India, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, etc. Now in the end, a mains practice question, and you people will do your answer writing practice with this. So it is a PYQ of the year 2021, and the question reads, critically examine the aims and objectives of SCO. What importance does it hold for India? And the command given here is critically examine. Critically examine means you have to talk about the pros and the cons, both aims and objectives of SCO, and what importance does it hold for India. So as it is a PYQ, this tells you that how the questions are being asked by the UPSC. So do your answer writing practice. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Till we meet next time, keep reading, keep writing, and keep subscribing to the channel. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.